Society is not making the most of all that whistleblowers have to go through, the blood, sweat, and tears, risking their careers and personal lives. And I think many scandals could be mitigated or prevented if we really paid attention to what tech whistleblowers are telling us. So far, like for example, in the case of Facebook, we have three whistleblowers: Christopher Wiley, that exposed the Cambridge Analytica scandal; Frances Hogan, that exposed how Facebook knew that Instagram was damaging the mental health of teenagers; and most recently Sarah Wynn-Williams, which talk about the power dynamics and the harassment at Facebook. I've read all these three books, and I think society is not mining enough this knowledge and these books to mitigate or to prevent further future harm. There are so many ways in which this content could be used. For example, in engineering and business schools. In business schools, we have these organizational behavior classes that are all about understanding and dissecting the dynamics in the workplace. And imagine if we had these books as mandatory readings, students would go into these companies differently prepared to deal with the dilemmas that they're facing, or perhaps they would choose not to go at all because they would have a better glimpse of what awaits them. But if I ask anyone on the street, who is Christopher Wiley, or who is Frances Hogan, or who is Sarah Wynn-Williams, I think nobody will be able to tell me. And this even in the US and even among tech people. So if tech people are not aware about the contributions of whistleblowers, much less will the average citizen know about what they exposed. These people are giving you a glimpse into the reality that many of these companies hide, and the truth about what's going on with your data and how decisions about your data and your life really are made in these companies. So schools, governments, organizations that care about the well-being of citizens should be really mining this content, these books, their speeches, and creating curricula about these findings, because nobody else will give you the inside view of what's happening in these companies. Many of the employees will try to preserve the facade of these companies. So we have to thank whistleblowers, and they risk their careers and even lives to give other access to the truth. So yeah, if there's one thing that society should be paying attention to, is what whistleblowers are saying, and then make informed decisions based on what they are saying. I think in the case of Cambridge Analytica, it took like a decade for the general public to understand that Facebook used the users' data for political advertising without their consent. I think that resonates now with an average, like a person walking on the street. But I wonder if other findings, like for example, Frances Hogan and all this thing about Instagram and the impact on the mental health of teenagers, especially like teenage girls, how long will it take to trickle down to the entire society? How long will what Sarah Wynn-Williams exposed about the leadership at Facebook, and how Sheryl Sandberg, that was the pioneer of the lean-in movement, actually seemed to promote lean-in for every woman except for the women reporting to her. It takes too much time for this knowledge to be understood and absorbed by society. I think we should accelerate this.